Hello, Clashers. This is Leon again, and today my guest of honor is Mike. Mike, how are you?
Good. How about you, Leon?
Excellent. I was really glad to see your new approach on this base, and really glad to see how it came out. Why don't you walk us through, Mike?
All right. Well, when I initially saw this base and scouting it out, I thought it would be perfect for anything, a general golem, wizard, and something attack. Because generally what you're looking for in those attacks is massive open compartments for golems and the big tanky um, units to run around. And this base has that in abundance. But what I was originally thinking was to do something of a mass witch attack. And almonds hit it with hogs, actually. And it revealed a few giant bomb locations. And in light of that, as well as the spread out splash damage, I opted not to go for mass witches. And also, I like to run my plans by Rob and a couple of other Clashers members that I trust their attacking opinions on. And Rob said, "Hey man, you got these mass-valks, and it's just going to tear this base up." And I said, "Well, I've never done a Valk attack before. However, I'm very intrigued because I've seen them work very well. And I think that this base could work well for it." So I agonized over how I was going to get the Valks into that core as soon as possible. And also, I didn't know if I wanted to use 2 jump spells or 1 jump and some wall breakers to get in there. But I eventually went with 1 jump and wall breakers to get in there. The jump being, of course, to get out of the core. And the jump was going to be freelanced to be either on the left or on the right, depending on where the Valks were. So the general plan was up north. There were a lot of free trash buildings to create a wide funnel. And I was going to go in with 2 golems so that I had enough tanking to get through most of the base. And so I deployed the golems as Leon is drawing out right there. And I deployed 6 to maybe 8 wizards along those trash buildings on the outside. And then I didn't go with a lure for this because it being my first attack with Valks again, I consulted Rob. He said that since there were only a couple of wizards in the clan castle, that it would be fine for the Valks, and they would survive hits as long as there was a heal on them. So I brought a heal for when the Valks engaged the CC, which was right around that Wiz Tower and the couple storages. And then as well for the area in the core, covering the 2 giant bomb locations in there around the CC. It was a little bit further down, but that's all right. And then, of course, the plan was to freelance the jump spell. And there was another giant bomb by the south AD that I was going to try and cover with a heal if the Valks, or when the Valks pathed over it. And then from that point, I suppose it's kind of a cross your fingers strategy. I didn't opt for loons because I just thought that the Valks were just going to have just tons of room to work and not really high level walls. So I thought that they were just going to cut through like butter. I suppose we could just watch the attack and see how it went.
All right, let's see it.
the golems go down. I like to do the max golem first because it has more health and it'll be targeted first, of course. Wizards go down. I always like to say funnel from the outside in. I didn't do it this time, and I don't know why, but do as I say on that and not as I do, I suppose. So the golems are going in. Everything's pretty well funneled, so I just kind of face roll my troops in there. Make sure that the Valks are engaging the CC, and I deploy my heal. I wanted to give it a little bit of coverage after the CC as well, too. And they're just absolutely tearing it up in there right now. So I deploy the second heal for the other giant bomb location, as well as the couple of Teslas in there. And I'm noticing that all the Valks are clumping off to the right, so I do the jump spell over there. And that seems to work out pretty well because it gets through a couple of different compartments, gets them access to a couple of different compartments, I should say. And then I deploy the heal there because I thought that they were going to path over the bomb easier than that, but there it is, and they get just a bit of healing out of it. Probably could have placed that a little bit lower and gotten a little bit more benefit out of it, but honestly, at this point, the raid's pretty much over. I mean, the AQ goes down, but the Valks, I've still got, I don't know, maybe 12 out of those 18 Valks that I started with, and everything is going pretty well. Deploy my cleanup wizard, my couple of archers to try and force the Valks into the remaining defenses. And at this point, I'm surveying, and I'm thinking, yep, there's no way that I don't get this now.
Well under 3 minutes too.
Yeah, I was impressed. I certainly didn't think it was going to go half as well as it did.